welcome back to the channel, Alphabet Game of Physics, and today we're going to be going over how you use the RadEye PRD step by step. To turn on the RadEye, hold the on button. Upon power up, the RadEye will display useful information such as the battery voltage and last calibration date. This information will appear on the screen until the on button is released. If the signal alarm is on, the message learning will be displayed at the top of the screen with a progress bar following the power up. This means that the instrument is setting its parameters to be the most sensitive that it can be. To avoid false alarms and erroneous initial parameters, avoid exposing the instrument to radiation during this time. Once your instrument is set up, it will display the current temperature. Pressing any button will result in a short audible pulse and illumination of the display. To save on battery power, the backlight will turn off after a default of 10 seconds. If you'd like the backlight to turn on and stay on, you can press the menu button to enter the menu. Then use the up and down arrow buttons to scroll until you find backlight. Press the menu button again and the check mark will appear on backlight. The backlight won't turn off now. You can always deselect this at any time. If no key is pressed for more than 10 seconds in the menu, the instrument will return to the basic display. If you ever forget what button to use, there's directions at the bottom of the display. The mute button can be used to exit the menu. Now, we'll briefly go over some of the menu functions. Text info allows you to store text in the RadEye. This can be done with the RadEye.exe software. In the submenu Settings, you can do things like set the date and time, which can be used for data logging, as well as perform calibration tests using the lutetium test adapter. And for the correct low battery indication, you can select the type of battery being used, either rechargeable or non-rechargeable. You also have two different audible response modes. The first one is called Finder. Once this mode is on, it can be activated by double pressing the mute button. In this mode, the frequency of the audio depends on the rate of incoming radiation. The single pulse mode makes the detector beep every time it detects radiation. There is also an NBR alarm, which notifies you of the energy of the incoming radiation. Here's an example. There's also an option for data transferring to the infrared port. In these submenus, you can set the dose rate, alarms. You can also change the bar graph overview from dose rate to count rate. There's also a level mode that tells you level 1 through level 9 of radiation. This is good for just a brief overview of the radiation being emitted. Here, you can turn on and off the vibrator, LED, and acoustic alarm. When the unit is in the basic display, you can use the up button to get information about the current rate. Upon the first click, it will tell you the accumulated dose since the detector was last reset. Upon the second click, it will tell you the peak and mean count rates. Upon the third click of the info button, the meter will return to the basic display. But what happens if we wanted to reset that accumulated dose? Well, remember when we were going through the menu? We actually missed one option, clear dose. So let's just clear the dose. To clear the dose, follow the directions at the bottom of the screen. To power off the RadEye, press the menu button 3 times. After using the RadEye, you'll want to remove the batteries to avoid corrosion. Pull back the bottom legs of the rubber case. Then, remove the top part. Carefully remove the battery cover with a coin. If you're inserting batteries, make sure to align them with the polarities marked on the battery compartment. Now, replace the battery lid, hooks first. You may now reapply the rubber case. But make sure to be careful for the little protective rubber cover inside the headphone jack. If you like this video, be sure to communicate that by smashing that like button down below. If you like these videos, consider subscribing to the channel. I hope this tutorial taught you how to use the RadEye PRD. See you next time.